you juking your phone like you texting your boyfriend whole night. Isn't it with you he's supposed to be? He over there fetting whole night. You over here stressing your life when there's only one you have to live. Don't really wanna intervene, but did you come here with your team? She said no, no, no. Tell me to go so I could leave if I would intervene. She said no, no, no. That looked like trouble in the morning when the liquor start to up top, when the music start to pump up, and the girl ready to ramage. Trouble in the morning when I'm nowhere close to.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
And you are listening to 97.5 City Sound FM.
89.5 CRFM.
92.9 Sister Isle out there in Carriacou.
And 94.9 We Vibes Radio in Brooklyn.
And we're also live on YouTube, Hard Talk Grenada on YouTube, and on Facebook, Hard Talk Grenada on Facebook. And if we find another platform, we're going there too. As well as you can view us on our website. That's www.hardtalkgrenada.com. That's www.hardtalkgrenada.com. No matter what part of the earth you are, you can sign into that website and you can see what's going on. And so Facebook, you could be part of the discussion as well. Yeah. When it's on Facebook, you could be part of the discussion. You could say thing, you could do thing, you understand, that kind of thing too. All right. Yes, indeed. And already Facebook is lighting up this morning. See, a set of them started jump on and jump on, and more people started jump on to the Facebook this morning. So we say to each of you, just remember to like and share and have a wonderful day today. Yep. Nice. Beautiful. We opened phone lines early this morning.
Very early this morning.
Yes. Devon has said that we're opening the phone lines early this morning. Devon said, I do. All right. So 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
Yeah. I wasn't able to find KB. I don't know if he got the message. I don't know if he's going to try to pass by today or some other day. But we hope that he could pass by today. It's always nice to have those discussions on a Friday.
Yep.
Yes,
definitely.
So KB, give us a visit. But you have activity in your constituency tomorrow, man.
Yes, man. Barbecue, annual Southwest St. Andrews Barbecue. Yes, that will be held at the Grambras Community Center from 5 p.m. tomorrow, the 25th, right? That's Saturday. Come out and enjoy barbecue. You're getting fish, you're getting pork, you're getting chicken. Well, I mean, perhaps next year you might get a lambi. Yeah. Right, you have a solid bar.
Devon working on getting the recipe how to do that lambi.
How to do that lambi, trust me.
It's a very specific man with what you eat, so you want to get a lambi,
that lambi
on spot.
Man, I'm telling you, real thing.
You want to know something, Devon? You know how to eat the lambi yet?
You need
I
to
watch you eat that lambi and thing. I always say not going back and no, because you know when me and you in Carriacou, we usually extremely busy because we either either pilot call us or somebody call us, so we busy, we up and down.
You see time I had to beg her to leave it for me, you know.
Yeah, that's the way you got it.
Yeah,
in my case, I mean, sometimes I say, well, I will pass, but by the time I pass back, he done.
So, she clean up and everything. Yeah. And I love the way that she set up herself and does that thing, man. It's just, she kudos to you, my dear. Anytime I in Carriacou, you know. I come in Carriacou, especially on a Friday, on a Saturday. I know I must get my lambi.
Yes, indeed.
But continue to tell you, it's Southwest St. Andrews, Honorable Yolan Bain Horsford's constituency. Right, grand annual barbecue takes place at the Grambra Community Center tomorrow, 5 p.m. A popular DJ await you, a cold, solid bar await you, and barbecue galore. Go out, bring out the family and have fun, right, at the Grambra Community Center tomorrow, please the Lord, the 25th of August.
Yes, indeed. And before I go any further today, I wonder if they're on yet. Let me see. 9 seem on.
9 seem on yet, neither too, nah?
9 seem. Yeah.
We go wait until he come on.
Yeah, I'll wait until they come on.
Wait until he come on and then blast him.
Yeah.
Depot, good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Depot. Hey, good morning to Mr. Kenneth Watts. I haven't heard from Mr. Watts for a little while. Mr. Watts, good morning to you.
You're missing in action, boss.
Yeah. Now, boy, when it's summertime, then self have been busy, yeah? Yeah, then self have been busy. I just feel sorry for Mr. Watts when it's winter time. When it's winter time and you had to face that way now all day, boy, you had to go out into it, eh? You're working inside, you're working outside, so you had to take it. Mr. Watts, good morning to you. We hope that you're having a wonderful morning this morning. Zingo, we know that you're locked in. Burbis, oh gosh, I could forget Burbis.
All of you.
Burbis, good morning, man. And I hope everything is going okay. Yeah, Burbis started put together your independence music to send for us from now. Yeah, we know you're gonna do something for independence. Nearly every other year or so, Burbis does something for independence. Muscleman, independence, you're not asking for the independence. Or if I'm asking early.
Early.
This independence coming up, Grenada is gonna be celebrating 45 years as an independent nation, you know.
Cold 45. Cold
Yeah.
45.
Mm-hmm. 45 is a significant milestone. 45 years as an independent nation. And those of you Calypsonians and so on, start putting your stuff together. You know, guys, all you know, Oh, okay. The t-shirts went back up, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Deeper way, we understand, man.
Hey,
don't worry.
But we're not worried because we know anytime you or anybody coming our direction, we know that we're going to get it. So we're worried about that.
It's going to be here. You know, Sheldon, I want to make an appeal to either the Steel Band Association or the individual bands, steel bands. If they can forward us a copy of some of the steel band music that they have available, especially Panorama.
Man, so I'm shaking your toe this morning, and it's about time.
Yeah.
Brian, all your any steel pan music, New Dimensions, Rainbow City All Stars in particular.
Yes.
Yeah. Man. Any one of you, the Florida All Stars, Syncopators, whoever.
As a matter of fact, I'll go on the ground and talk to especially Rainbow City and perhaps Florida, and so I'll try my best to get to these guys.
All right. Good morning to you, Karen. We hope you're having a wonderful day today. Yeah.
Hey, Dolly C.
Yeah, boy, the Dolly C. The Dolly C.
Good morning, all. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Dolly C is going up this evening. So they're down right now. So they'd have come down this morning and they're going up this evening.
Going up this evening. Yeah.
So those of you that have your car and you're different thing and you the man, Dolly C or the Amelia. I'll talk about both of them, Amelia and Dolly C. But Devon, also today, some people tell me they run from town yesterday, but they said that fucking thing stink. They run. We said go ahead to comment with it.
We warned you all. We give you notice, and so just as the Ministry of Health has forwarded us with the information, so we have been giving you that information, right? So hey, just be prepared.
Yeah. So let me warn you all in Mount Moritz.
Mount Moritz.
So Mount Moritz, Grand Mall, and the preschool environment. So those areas are particularly around the schools in the areas. Just remember that's where they're going to be fogging mainly, but they'll be fogging the area generally as well. So Mount Moritz and Grand Mall, look out for the fogging crew. So those of you down by the preschool, down by the playing field and thing there, look out for them. They'll be down there this evening from 5 p.m. They should already be around informing you all that they'll be fogging. But look out for the teams this evening in case you're on work right now, so they can't meet you to tell you. By the time you get home this evening, you may meet the fogging teams passing around, and so getting at them Moxito. Yeah, the Moxito and then
you know what is unique about that team, Sheldon? When they move in force. At this point in time, you have like all the workers working together as a team. But during the morning, before they go and do their fogging and so, when they pass around in the neighborhoods, they have guys who, for example, pay attention to the septic tanks, pay attention to the water tanks, and so they will even mix a little cement, block up the hole when necessary. Yeah, they have been, come on, they have been servicing the people of this country, man, providing, that kind of service and so. So, hey, kudos to the entire crew. Right out there, wherever you are at this point in time, supposed to be in the northwest,
Grand Mall,
Mount Moritz area, and so hey, be careful, guys, and continue to serve.
Yeah.
All right.
And folks, next week Friday. Let's go to next week Friday before we go to next week Wednesday. Yeah. Next week Friday, the St. David constituency, they're having their fundraiser at the new office location there in La Sagesse. And they'll be having Lambie Waters, Bakes Fish Cake, Fried Jacks. Not just Lambie Waters, Felix Day. So the world famous Felix Lambie Waters.
Lambie Waters, Lord.
Yeah. It could assist the living, but it can't raise the dead. Yeah, anyhow, bakes and fish cake, fried jacks, pigfoot sauce, barbecue pork and barbecue. If you're dead, you're dead. Barbecue pork and barbecue chicken. So that is taking place in St. David at the new constituency office, and that will be taking place from 1 p.m. next week Friday. So 1 p.m. next week Friday, you could head up there and you're getting your Lambie Waters and your bakes and fish cake, your fried jacks, all kind of things.
A man tell me to inform Source up and make sure you go and get the famous Lambie Water.
Lord, you see, all you like to interfere with all kind of people. All you like to interfere with people, eh? All right, go ahead. I'll hear about you. I wouldn't interfere with a man like Sour Serpent. I know Sour Serpent is a serious lyricist.
What?
I don't want to get a song on me. So I
You understand?
I have about 5 parang writing on me already, so I afraid.
Yeah, I stay out of that kind of free, Papa.
Nah, man, if I get parang, I get parang.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like.
Yeah, good morning to all of you on the live, wherever you are. Toronto,
Veronica,
New York. Yeah.
Veronica is telling us she's live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Pedro. Hey, and all the guys, man. Blacker, Broncock. Yeah. Gloria. Wherever you are in Toronto, man. Good morning. A good day to you all.
And as I said, Pedro, let me say a special good morning to the Honorable Peter David. And we know that we've just lost our honorary consul out there in Canada.
Montreal.
And his release, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, mourns the passing of Grenada's honorary consul in Montreal, Mr. Leonard Jr. Warwood. For many years, Jr. served Grenada's diaspora with distinction. His success as Grenada's honorary consul was attributed to his fierce patriotism and his love and empathy for his Grenadian sisters and brothers. His deep love for country and people combined with his passion to serve lifted us all. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and indeed the entire government of Grenada extend condolences to Junior's family, friends, loved ones, well-wishers, and everyone who was touched by his exemplary life of service. As we mourn, our faith and belief in God allows us to celebrate Junior's life, knowing that he is now in a better place. The Grenadian people and government are indebted to Junior for his invaluable service over the years. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And that's a press release coming out from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the passing of Honorary Consul Leonard Jr. Warwood. Yeah? Yeah. Devon, we start off with trouble in the morning this morning. It's trouble in the morning?
Serious trouble for the rest of the morning.
We just be trouble in the morning until evening. That's who it does be. But folks, you can call in 440-7376. End of a week, the week after Spice Mass. So you can call in 440-7377. That's 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yeah, I wonder if I should touch a piece in the trouble in the morning again. Touch a little piece in it.
Can I
Yeah, real trouble. Sunday is Labor Day in the UK, in London.
Yeah, and New York.
New York as well.
And yes,
and then Canada is tomorrow.
Canada Day, I think.
Yeah, because we have conception dancers gone off to New York, and so man. So conception dancers, they're gonna be putting forward some various aspects of our culture, and so not just for Grenadians but for friends of Grenada, and so remember day before you had the prizes for Spice Mass paid out. Yeah, good morning to the Spice Mass Corporation.
Over $1 million in prizes.
$1,035,000 in prizes handed out. But we go and think we go one day the first prize, if we make this first prize for the Soca Monarch $1 million, first prize for the Groovy $1 million, the Road March $250,000. If we fix it up like that. Steel Pan, if you want to see Steel Pan move forward, so you gain Steel Pan $1 million for each Steel Pan, that for the winners, $1 million first position, 500,000 second position. I wish that they could come. I wish that they could.
Trust me,
a Steel Pan side gain $1 million for winning Panorama.
I sure you'll have about 20 Steel Bands.
You're gonna see the size of Steel Pan that coming out.
I'm telling you.
Men resurrecting and come and play Steel Pan.
Man in the 70s and 80s. I know deep one them coming down.
Man flying back and play Steel Pan. $1 million as if it was prize in Steel Pan.
Hey, Sheldon, the honorary consul, he is a brother of Doggies.
Oh, Calypsonian Doggies. I hadn't known.
The first groovy monarch of Grenada.
That the man who sang the song Diaspora this year.
Yes, Diaspora this year.
Yeah, Diaspora calling.
And he was just here now, most likely. Maybe I'll be back. That's his second brother he lost, though.
Deepo is saying there'll be no money for Best of the Rest. Yeah, there will be for Best of the Rest, man. Don't worry. Best of the Rest, we gain money for that. Yeah, but Spice Mass Corporation, they pay out our money before the carnival too.
Before the carnival.
So that's the money to the tents, the Calypso tents, because you had to give the tents their subvention so they could pay for the band and the facility and so on, the backup singers, blah blah blah. So that was over 400,000, so nearly $500,000 that they gave out before the carnival. And that would be to the steel pan, not association, but the individual bands. So they got their money. The fancy mass bands, traditional mass bands, they would get their subvention and so. And then the Calypso tents, the steel bands, and the mass, they would have got their subvention and so before. So that would have been really helpful to a lot of them to help put out what they were able to put out this year.
And then you remember, because of the cancellation of Panorama last year, the Ministry of Culture gave all the bands something
that isn't counted in this, you know.
No, it's not counting that. But I'm saying they already had that amount of money to start their preparations, you know. Yeah. And so that was real good in terms of, you know, boosting them and giving them that to go forward.
The other thing is this, is I hope that it doesn't take someone having to sing a song or create some sort of controversy again to see the numbers of people that came out to Panorama this year come out again next year. Yeah, hope it don't take any controversy. You don't have to have no confusion to see that amount of people coming out, or people just coming out because it's the hip thing to do at that point in time. I hope it's not a one-off. Because you had more people in Panorama than you had in the March Grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, more people in Panorama than you had in the March Grand.
That's a good sign.
So I really hope and I pray it doesn't take any sort of controversy to see that amount of people or more. In my view, I'd love to see more come out to Panorama next year again. All right? Nice? Yeah, we hope to see more people coming out again. Beautiful. All right, so we also have coming up next week Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley. Devon like the city Amor bad.
Yeah. Because you know why? One of my granddaughters, right? That's her name.
Amor. Nice.
Twin granddaughters, you know, in Canada. Amor. So every time I hear that name, it's just I go on berserk.
It does remind you of that.
Yeah. Although as a politician, Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley she has made a mark even before she became Prime Minister. So the name Amor is something new for all of us. You know, we just know her as Mia.
Yeah.
Mia Motley.
Yeah, every time they say something about Mia say, but Bajans know me. What you gonna tell Bajans about me? She said, I don't even listen to them when they talk all their nonsense.
I am Mia.
Say, Bajans know me. I'm Bajan. I was born here. I was grown right here in Barbados.
And she has
there's nothing that they can tell Bajans about me that they don't already know. What you gonna tell Bajans about me?
Anyway, she has that voice with authority, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she, you know.
Let's play a little ad for it. Let people know exactly what's going on next week.
Yep.
You are invited to a public session on the Caribbean Court of Justice this Wednesday, August 29th at the Grenada Trade Center. Come and hear a special address by Barbados Prime Minister Mia Motley, as well as presentations by members of the local CCJ committee. Also, come armed with your questions and comments as we host a full interactive session. It's a special session at the Grenada Trade Center from 6 p.m. this Wednesday. It is the launch of the public activities as Grenada gets ready to affirm the Caribbean Court of Justice as its final appellate court. We are supporting the CCJ as we break the chains of colonialism for one united Caribbean.
If you are West Indian, then show me you dare. Put something up in the air. Antigua, put your flag up. Barbados, put your flag up. Grenada, put your flag up. St. Kitts, Dominica, put your flag up. Love you, girl.
Yes, folks, and we're back. We have a caller online.
Yes.
Good morning and welcome.
Listen, sorry to disturb all, yeah?
That's not disturbing.
I want two things. If you can't deal with it now, you'll deal with it another time.
Mm-hmm.
The traffic lights. I find our traffic lights have been off for quite a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me that it comes on a few times, but generally it's off. And that's quite a long time now. And the next thing is, when are you expecting to bring on the Foreign Affairs Minister?
Well, you see, this on the second one, we could tell you anytime we could hold him in the country,
Yeah.
we're gonna bring him.
We'll
I
try our
mean,
best.
when he's here, the thing is that when Honorable Peter David is here, he all over his constituency and other parts of the country as well. Because, for instance, his building brigade is doing a wonderful job in the town of St. George. Right now, I believe they're at the school.
Yeah.
One of the schools, they're doing some work. The building brigade, and not government thing. His building brigade that he has within the constituency.
Okay.
Those young guys and not so young guys been doing a lot of work, and he's been overseeing that, and also a lot of other things. And as Foreign Affairs Minister, he spends a significant amount of time outside of the country. But once he's here and we could hold him, either Devon or me, we know he will definitely make himself available and come in studio.
He's definitely due for
Something I want to, but makes sense asking it now. I
Okay.
want to suggest too.
But you could suggest it, because more than likely he's listening.
Yeah.
Even once he's not in a meeting and he's outside of Grenada, believe
definitely.
me, he follows what's taking place. So he listens.
Okay, let me tell you. As it relates to visas for Grenadians getting visas for the United States,
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking, can there be some sort of negotiations where we in Grenada we can have a what I would say preliminary interview and so so that when you go to Barbados, you're kind of 99% sure you're going to get the visa. In that, once the information you give here in Grenada and you get clearance here, then you go to Barbados. We're not saying do all the fingerprinting and, but the initial thing. Because when I was going to Japan, I did my thing online, and then they set up the interview. They told me that I was going to get it. Obviously, if I go in Trinidad to get that visa and I say something different, I can't blame nobody but myself. But I knew beforehand that I was going to get the visa. I am saying it is so hard for Grenadians and even other Caribbean people to go in Barbados, stand up in this long line, rain, thunder, lightning, and then they come and tell you you're not getting it, and even give some flimsy reason for it. So I'm wondering, because of the kind of negotiating skills he has, because again of the kind of prime minister we have, the relationship that I think they have built a positive relationship, might be able to get a little something for us. Just a thought.
I think that you are absolutely correct, my dear. Because I'll say this, remember many years ago, the British had a consulate here, so that certain things you could have done. It used to be right where Cooperative Bank main office is there now. You could have gone there. I remember we had a cousin working there, Mr. Hosford. Yeah, I used to drive for them. But you could have gone there and you clarify what you had to clarify and so. And not only Grenada, but all of the OECS countries have been following discussions in all of them. And what has been taking place is they have been saying that they would like it in a way that, for instance, the US could send a team to a country a particular time of a month, whether it be the 15th or whatever. That team could be there to interview persons who are desirous of getting a visa. And either that they can be cleared immediately in Grenada for the next stage, or St. Vincent or St. Lucia for the next stage. I think, though, since it's a OECS problem, it's not just a Grenada problem, it's a OECS problem, there needs to be an OECS approach to it. Because from Montserrat down the road, Antigua, Barbuda, all of us, all of us had to go through the same thing. We have to book a flight early morning to get to Barbados, or the day before to get to Barbados, and basically give up a day or two. And you're still not sure, after spending thousands of dollars, that you're coming back with a US visa. Especially now, with the additional challenges that have been thrown up by the present American administration when it comes to persons seeking visas or seeking to enter the United States.
You really can't blame them,
No, I understand. To an extent, I understand where the Trump administration is coming from with that thing. Because if you're a Grenadian and you're here in Grenada, and you cannot benefit from certain things, but people from other countries are coming and benefit, you would be upset.
Of course.
Yeah, if you can't find a job, and the reason you can't find a job is because people from other countries are coming and taking the job that you should have gotten at $10 an hour, that person is coming and do it for $3 an hour. Yeah, you'd be upset. So I can understand to an extent where the Americans are coming from. But then there are people who have no intent of doing that sort of thing, that want to visit friends and family or conduct business and so on, want to visit the US, and they themselves are being denied visas or for study purposes and so on. So I can understand from all sides of it. But I think an OECS approach has to be taken to that issue, because we all have to go to Barbados and go through this thing. We all of us have to go to Barbados and go through this. I do know that Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell did hold discussions with the last Canadian government and the present Canadian government in relation to, one, removing the visa restriction, or B, making access to it easier for Grenadians, that you don't have to go down to Trinidad. But the same sort of thing, that you could have someone come up to Grenada, if it's once a month, if it's twice a month, and review all the applications out of Grenada. Yeah, so I know that the Prime Minister did have that discussion with the former Canadian government and the present Canadian government as well. That if it cannot be removed, at least make it more reasonable for the average Grenadian to have access to the visa.
So you're basically going knowing that you're going to get the visa. But again, as I say, if you do something stupid, obviously, you're going to lose that chance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just thought I'd raise that.
No, that's wonderful. And I know the message will get to Honorable Peter David. If he's not listening, he go watch Hard Talk later.
Yeah,
he's a Hard Talk fan.
He's in Toronto right now, so
all right, my dear.
Okay then, good. Bye.
Yeah, but wonderful suggestion.
Excellent suggestion. I mean,
excellent suggestion.
It's costly based on how they do it right now. It's costly for us as Grenadians going there and you're not sure. But if you have something like that, and then you still have to travel to Barbados, knowing that you will spend that money to go to Barbados, you have some relief that you will get it. Yeah. You know, if you have that preliminary.
In fact, going to Barbados should just be the final part. Yes, for you to go and do your fingerprint, your eye scan.
Exactly.
And to actually get the document itself.
Yeah.
Yeah? They could do whatever. And to me, it would be easier for them to call the bank and so on and see if what you bring is real or fake or whatever. If they're here in Grenada, it's easier for them to have that connection and do that thing while you're there sitting, or to start the process of reviewing and so on here. Because, yes, you have the U.S. consulate here, and it does provide services to U.S. citizens, and so they can go and they could sort out the passport and things through the consulate here. But persons applying for visas, we cannot do it through the consulate here. And good morning to the staff down there at the consulate. I know you all are listening. A special good morning to each and every one of you. They do an excellent job.
Oh, yeah.
And especially you have a program there, man. That's a wonderful program. It gives a lot of opportunities to a lot of young Grenadians to go to the U.S. and to get training and so in whatever field they're working in. So if you're working in psychology, they send you on different places and you get a little training in that. If you're working in the medical field, they send you around and that kind of thing. But I ain't going to talk too much about that. I'll leave that alone for now. Don't tell me some more to talk about that one. But outside of that, Devon, I do know that Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell did hold discussions with the present Canadian government, that if the visa restriction cannot be removed from Grenada and the other islands, the best thing to do, Grenada and the other islands, not just Grenada had that, the other islands have it too. Not all of them, but some of them. The best thing to do would be to have that representative from the Canadian government, those representatives, come up to Grenada, and even if there has to be some sort of thing where Grenada provides the housing or whatever for them for the day or two that they're here or whatever, some sort of arrangement.
Yeah, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Something
because it's difficult, man. You have to spend thousands and go down to Trinidad and so on, all kind of thing, and then you have to afraid when you're passing certain parts of Trinidad and that kind of thing. Well, if you don't know Trinidad, you're afraid, but I ain't afraid. Yet the caller also asked a question, and a good one again, about the situation with the traffic lights. We've had several things happening with the traffic lights. We've had accidents, including the one by Radisson, where the young man lost his life. The young Trinidadian gentleman lost his life. He destroyed that traffic light in the process. You've also had other technical problems, because these traffic lights would be well over 20 years old, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're
Might be
20 something
more,
years.
yeah.
They were put in what? The late 1990s?
Yeah, yeah. In
Yeah.
the first storm of the
Of the
NNP.
original
Yeah,
NNP. They're from 95 to 99. They put in
99,
traffic
yeah.
lights in that time?
Yeah, during that time.
Yeah. But you had that issue with them. The traffic lights that we have in Grenada are now obsolete. The ministry has been attempting to source the parts for the traffic lights, but they have been unsuccessful in doing so. So we have to get totally new system.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, my friend.
Yeah. I just want to, and Sheldon, I was trying to see if I could send you that information just to throw it for BNTF, but I think after this, my contribution, I'll email you,
Good.
and you'll probably speak about it in a few days coming up. It has to do with a request for consultancy to conduct a contractors workshopping by BNTF. So BNTF is funding that. That's the Basic Needs Trust Fund. We recognize in a lot of the projects that we need sometimes to work with our contractors to bring them up to par, you know. And so you'd understand and appreciate sometimes that some contractors do not know how to put together the bidding documents and how to calculate the loss and the profit and how to calculate expenses and so forth and so on. And so we would have undertaken that to bring them up to speed. You know, sometimes we put something out there to tender, and then you find the same people tendering over and over and over because people get scared by the size of the document. So what we're doing is having a workshop for contractors, and so we're asking for a consultancy. So that is the person who would facilitate that workshop for 2 or 3 days. All right. I won't go into the details, but whoever interested could contact the Basic Needs Office, Basic Needs Trust Fund Office. That's upstairs in Nawasa building on the Carnage. And of course, you can get more information on that. But the deadline for submission is Friday, September 7th. That's next Friday.
No.
2 weeks away?
Yeah, 2 weeks
Yeah,
away.
2 weeks away.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll send you the information.
So let me
could continue to.
let's
I know some of us forget quickly.
No, but let me ask you a question though.
Uh-huh.
Does this mean though that one of the problems that the Basic Needs Trust Fund has been having is that people have been submitting improperly completed bidding documents?
Yeah, that too. That too. Because sometimes you hear they say make your bid documents and all money should be by check and so forth and so on. Men come with cash in the hand and all, and so they miss the opportunity to bid for a project in the community, and then they're saying that they doesn't get nothing and so and even some people come to buy the book, and when they see the book they change their mind because the truth of the matter is some of them, while they're good at the work, they're not able to understand and read the document. And so if you can understand that important document, then even if you buy it and have somebody read it for you and you don't understand it, then you run into problems with the project at the end of the day. So
because I'm asking, hold on,
all of that.
I'm asking,
right, what you say, it covers all of that, and so we realize that it's been a problem over the years, and then what you find that when a project is being tendered and somebody else from another community get the project, another contractor, some contractors within the community vex, they bypass me and so forth and so on. But at times we advertise projects for weeks, a month. Person don't buy paper, they don't read, they don't, and so forth and so on. And even if they do, and as I said, when they get here and they come to purchase the thing, the size of the document sometimes turn them away. But we are willing to work with them, the contractor, and that is one of the weaknesses that we recognize, and that's why we're asking for somebody who could facilitate, who have the necessary skills and the ability to facilitate. Of course, there will be qualifications and experience attached to that. Who feel, if persons there feel competent that they could do it, then they need to contact the Basic Needs Trust Fund Office.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, and this will help them not only for projects from the Basic Needs Trust Fund, but from the government of Grenada and from other agencies as well.
Correct is right.
Because we see projects coming through sometimes, and that a local contractor could handle. We know that physically, technically, they can handle it. But the problem sometimes is like they expect somebody to just come and say, hey, you had our work day, sign this document, and they receive a check.
Yes.
They don't really, there's a bidding process where different companies offer and say, I can do it for this amount. You say you could do it for that amount. And even though you say that, then you check and see, well, okay, what equipment does this person have? What staff does this person have? And do they have sufficient startup capital to start the project in the first place? But some people don't have that, and then they want to vex with you when they see you. They want to cost you. Yeah, Devon. All you choose who all you want. All you give who all you want.
All your people are ready.
All your people are ready, and all you still telling man come in there and waste time. So I'm glad that the BNTF is taking that approach, and I think it's a good capacity building initiative. I want to applaud you all on that.
And I just want to give an example. I went to Barbados years ago in a contractor's workshop like this. They call it small artisans at the time. And we had people from all over the Caribbean, contractors. And you know, some of the contractors, on the end, the Friday of that training program, is a week, some of the contractors, after they gave their testimony, literally cried. Because had they known what they got in the workshop, they would have made more money, and the business would be much more profitable.
Did that be multi-millionaires?
Thousands of dollars on the table because they didn't know how to manage the business, how to, some people, for example, some contractors doing 2 jobs, and then they take money from one job, and they say, well, that money coming in, and they put in another job, and then that money will come in, you hold back that project.
Problems.
It's another thing that we had, these contractors need to know and be up to date with. So we're going to work with them.
Yes, indeed. All right, my brother, and thanks again. Email that document to me.
All right.
All right. One love. Also,
very, very, very important.
Very, very important.
I don't. Maybe some of the listeners who are listening don't even know how important that is. That's extremely important. What he just spoke about there.
And that would give us, a lot of our poor people, small contractors, and so the opportunity to learn more and to be able to bid with the bigger fellas. Those you figure have more money than you or customer. No, you can do it. If you get the right training.
Because what has happened is that there are some contractors who know how to do the bidding document. So they go, like when BNTF is bidding out something, you have to go and you purchase the document.
Yep.
I think we were saying you have to purchase it with a check, not with cash.
With cash.
So you go, you purchase your document, you go over the document, and then you put together your bid. Many small contractors don't know how to do that. So they'll keep losing out. Contract $1 million and something, $2 million and something dollar contract to do something, and they keep even smaller contracts for 50,000 or 100,000 or 200,000,
and they can do the work.
And they keep losing out because they do not know how to bid on the document. So while they might have 50 fellas available for work in the constituency, in the village, they might have 50 guys who usually work along with them to do different projects and so, who are capable. They might have backhoe and other heavy equipment and trucks and so on, and they might have smaller equipment and so, drills and saws and all the different things that they need, and they do not bid, or they do an improper bid, and they lose out. And then when they lose out now, they see people like our good partner Devon that just call, and they start to cuss him. All you had all your people set up for all your thing already, all you getting a cut on the side. That is why all you keep choosing this way. Why this man alone getting all the this man alone is getting all the contract because he alone bidding. You're not bidding.
Exactly.
Ministers cannot just come and say, well, we have a wall to build, you go and build the wall. There has to be a bidding process for things through BNTF and other organizations. I think we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Sorry, but I just want half a minute.
Go ahead.
Something else I wanted to say on the traffic light thing. In my opinion, we don't need traffic lights on Scott Street and the Corner Shield. To me, we should leave that as a tourist attraction. Just thinking. Bye.
Put back the policeman there. I remember there was that discussion when the traffic lights were initially installed there. But I'll say this as well. It will not be a situation where you just go and put back traffic lights where they were. It will definitely will. I can assure you, it will not be a situation like that. The reason being, the volume of traffic has increased significantly since then. Also, where the traffic passes. You see, for instance, by what we used to call Francis Pet Supply in Paddock, that junction where the Springs Road meets the Belmont Road, the Paddock Road right there, that junction, back in the 1990s, was an extremely busy area. In fact, all the traffic going to Grand Dance used to be passing through there. So there was a need at that point in time to place the traffic lights at that location because the flow of traffic in that area was significant. But then, right after that, you had the redoing of that road from Point Saline going right up the road, including the lagoon. And when that was done, what is now the Karani James Boulevard, all the traffic that used to go through Belmont started. In fact, I don't think I see a single bus that has passed through Belmont these days.
Bus don't pass through there easy.
Yeah. People had to drop at the bottom and pass through all them shortcut by Foodland and different thing to go up. But maybe there's a bus that has passed through, I don't know. But generally, you have no buses that pass through Belmont. Before, all the buses used to pass through Belmont, they didn't used to pass Lagoon Road. Now, all of them are passing on the bottom road. The flow of traffic itself has been reduced, so there's no need for the traffic light in that area in that sense. At least that's how I see it now. I don't live in the area, so I can't tell you if the flow of traffic has increased again as we have this set of vehicles or what it is that's taking place. There are some areas where we presently do not have traffic lights need traffic lights. Definitely. It's a sure thing. You have areas where you may not think you need it now, but with developments that are taking place, you will soon need. Yeah? So a proper scientific approach to how you place traffic lights throughout the country will have to take place first before you put new traffic lights in place. The technical team from the Ministry of Works, they've been trying their very best to see how they can keep the ones that we have right now operational. But they've come to the end of their time. It's time to get new ones. You cannot get replacements for these because they are now obsolete. They no longer make them. They no longer stock parts for them. You have to get a new set of traffic lights. So that's what is being worked on right now. In the interim, they try to see if they could get it to work as it is right now. They try to see. If they can't, well, yeah. But a study must take place. Because I just mentioned that one in Paddock. That's just one area.
That's just one of them.
Yeah. The caller was mentioning Scott Street. With the flow of traffic in St. George, I am not absolutely sure that we could continue with having the police officer in the box there. Yes, it's nice as a tourist attraction. Probably the police at a point in time and traffic lights for a point in time.
Yeah, that's how I'm about to tell you. It could be a two-prong approach, right, with the lights and the thing. Like, for example, in the early morning periods before 9 o'clock and so, you would have the police officers there assisting because that's when you have a heavy flow of traffic coming from the St. Paul's area going, and that area. And perhaps in the evening time, during the day, you can, cease with the police officers and you have the light basically operating. But I think it could be a two-prong approach. Hey, we're not the professionals, and so we're just showing out ideas that maybe,
We're just saying. That's one thing we don't tell you. We ain't professional.
No,
we just say.
Definitely not. But just
that's
have the ideas.
We're saying too, because when you look at the south of the island, you'd realize that there's an increased flow of traffic into and out of the south of the island. Now, it's not just saying you have more vehicles going into the south of the island. Let's put some more traffic lights. Let's take out a traffic light there. Let's do this. Let's do that. You must take that scientific approach. What type of traffic is going down into the south?
Yes, and what time?
Exactly. So after 6 in the morning, you realize there's a particular type of traffic that's flowing. By the time 8 o'clock, you realize there's another
different type of traffic. Yeah.
By the time it's
10, 11 10, is another set, type. Especially there.
12 o'clock, you realize is Tutmun Bagay, everybody on the road.
Everybody, yeah.
And then by the time 4 o'clock in the evening, you realize, so there are different peak periods and different types of traffic that flows at different specific. But you cannot just think that's the right thing and do it. You have to have some sort of document you work with that says, okay, this is the flow right now, but these major projects are taking place in the area. So we expect in 10 years from now or 5 years from now, the traffic flow will increase or decrease. Yeah? Suppose you're doing a road in another location. The traffic flow in a particular area may decrease because people might decide they're going to use that road instead. Yeah? Or there's a major thing taking place. There are major construction, some businesses opening in that area. So you're going to have increased numbers of people going down there. So it might increase. So you have to take all these things into consideration. But the traffic light is definitely important.
Oh, very, very important.
I realize the ones by Reno now, they're not working.
Yeah, they're not.
They were the ones that was working up until recently. They gone down now.
Yeah, even the one on the Paradise Bridge also too has been out, and that's a crucial one based on how the bridge is situated or what type of bridge it is, humpback, and everything like that. But definitely, and there are a number of places. But I think we have a style in Grenada. I think the two-prong approach could be very useful, and it could assist, in terms of alleviating most of the traffic issues around particular times.
Yeah. Because you would realize that in the south of the island, as somebody just messaged and was telling me there, that road is busy all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Even late at nights.
And you're going out there 1, 2 in the morning, and so sometimes you feel hungry 1, 2 in the morning. You live in the south. You go out,
you get something to eat.
And so there's always that flow of traffic passing through there. So definitely a scientific study. I know that the MP for the area, in conversation with him, in fact, that person may even already be on the ground doing that assessment of the traffic flow in the south of the island. And we did hear the Honorable Minister of Works and Transport, the Honorable Gregory Bowen, speaking of similar initiatives. Recently, they were supposed to have a meeting with the garage owners and so on, a similar something.
Ongoing,
that has been postponed to a later date. But there's several things that have to be considered. Yes, and I agree with you, as a friend of mine messaging me there now, telling me we have to consider additional roadways. I've had that conversation with several people, our good friend Brian and with Garfield and so on. I've had that discussion with several persons, and there are quite a few roads that can be used. That just need to be. South, yeah, man. One thing with Grenada, we have a wonderful network of roads.
Yeah, man. Much better than the other islands. We're fortunate to basically have. If you check nearly all the constituency are interlocked and so tied in by little. Was minor roads. No, it become major roads. And so, because look at all the concrete roads through the villages, and so you could pass from village to village to village from St. George and reach basically in St. Andrews
without touching the eastern main road.
Yeah, for example, in St. George's, you can leave St. George's or Tempe and go and reach up to Vandom without traveling on that main road, or you could leave St. Paul's without traveling that main road and end up to Vandom.
Yeah, you could.
Go through Montparnasse, Lamode.
And there are a lot of roads that them old PRA and them know that we might have forget.
Look at Montmorris again, the road from Bellevue going to Montmorris was a long-awaited, road that had to be walked out. Now it's passable.
Yeah.
You understand? So you could move from Beaulieu to Montmorris and up to the western side again. All right, and then the new other road that was done over not the Belvedere, but the Bull Hill Road, coming from Cloget through and end up by Mellows in
that will affect the flow of traffic. That definitely will affect the flow of traffic. One of the concerns a lot of individuals have, because for the carnival, luckily, and again, congratulations to the Royal Grenada Police Force again for the carnival. Yes, at times you had that little blockage going down into the south, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yes.
Yeah, I must say it was not as bad. Christmas time, believe me, sometimes I had to go home and
you wonder and waited.
I cried, because I know from the time I passed Belmont and you pass like where the old where the post office is there going down. By the time you reach down there, you're going to meet a set of traffic.
Yep.
And it's going to take you a while before you get down. And Christmas time coming up again, it's that kind of thing. So
ironically, and we have other roads, but again, you just need to work on it. The John Anglais Road from Belmont, that heads right over to over by the Granans post office, coming on by the Silver Sands there, right, to Gulf Coast. That's a road to that hopefully, the parliamentary rep together with government could consider. That would definitely
he's taking a look at what is taking place, but he's not just taking the Vai approach.
Oh no, you can't.
He's taking the approach of increasing volume of vehicle ownership, increasing volume of vehicles on the island. That also affects the wear and tear on the roads.
Yeah.
Because you would realize before you would patch a road, and when you patch a road, that road lasts a year, 2 years from where it might have a pothole.
Not now.
These days, every 6 months, you had to go back.
6? Man, the kind of heavy vehicles I see passing on the roads and so right now. All right, I mean it's crazy, but there is a lot of room and so for improvement with our roadway, especially in the south and so on. Hey, government, is
not
definitely
in the south. I think we definitely have to look at the west coast and alternative routes, because you see certain parts when you block certain parts, that is it. Certain parts of the west coast, anything happen on that part of the road there, that is it. You really is where you're gonna pass to get through.
Yeah. And it becomes a little easier.
Remember what happened a few years ago in the area of not Woodford, Brizan, when you had that landslip there.
Yeah.
And what the people are saying, John had to go. You basically had to take a bus and drop there and thing, and others had to try and pass through this old road on the top, take a chance. And so we're lucky that people really, no one got into damage and so on that road and so. But it's a message to us that we probably need to look at that other road there too, and how we could develop that road.
Because there are passable roads that are there, but they need to be developed.
Yeah.
Over the years and so, and there are road tracks basically 4x4 may be able to travel, but they need to be developed and so, because we would need it with the the flow of traffic and the amount of vehicles that we have right now. Right, we will definitely need some form of diversions, and it has begun. It has begun already.
I'm seeing a message here from our good friend Stephen, and he's saying we need to do a major car park in town. The place I can see that being done is over the market. Do a 3-story building, leave the market below.
Yes.
The other 2 is car park. I could see the Willie Reddett Foundation and many Grenadians losing their mind if we even attempt to do any kind of thing like that in the market. I tell you, they want to see no car in the air in the market. They're going to lose their mind. I tell you, where I know there had been a plan originally with the expansion of the town of St. George, there had been the plan to reclaim the area between where the fish market is presently and Cherry Hill.
And the stadium.
Yeah, up to the Cherry Hill point there, to reclaim that area. That area would have been able to supply a lot of parking.
Oh, definitely.
For the town of St. George.
Parking for the entire place.
Yeah. It would have been able to provide additional businesses, so additional opportunities for employment. Like we now see the mall in town. Provides employment for many persons. You have Republic Bank and all of them there. That never used to be there, remember? Those places were never there. All you had there was Pitch Pine, the health center, Pitch Pine and Granan's bus stop. That's all you had there. Yeah, somebody will call and say, well, I know about that.
Police station.
Yeah, somebody will call and say, what you know about that?
Yeah, somebody say about that.
What you know about that?
What you know about Pitch Pines? Look, man, what you know about Pitch Pine?
Look, man, tell them now. Look, man, tell them what you know about Pitch Pine.
Pitch Pine Bar. Yeah.
But folks, let's just remind you of this one because it is coming up next week and it's important for you to know what is taking place.
Canadian people are proudly Caribbean, and we continually strengthen the bonds of the people of the region as together we embrace our collective destiny. We are the children of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, of Vivian Richards and David Rudder, as Caribbean as West Indies cricket, and as Caribbean as the University of the West Indies. We are reggae, we are soca, we are one vibration. Break the chains of colonialism for one united Caribbean. The Caribbean Court of Justice, proudly ours.
Rising out of the ghetto, third world, stagnation, and reaching out for tomorrow with a world vibration.
You are are invited to a public session on the Caribbean Court of Justice this Wednesday, August 29th at the Grenada Trade Center. Come and hear a special address by Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley, as well as presentations by members of the local CCJ committee. Also, come armed with your questions and comments as we host a full interactive session. It's a special session at the Grenada Trade Center from 6 p.m. this Wednesday. It is the launch of the public activities as Grenada gets ready to affirm the Caribbean Court of Justice as its final appellate court. We are supporting the CCJ as we break the chains of colonialism for one united Caribbean.
If you are West Indian, then show me you there. Put something up in the air. Antigua, put your flag up. Barbados, put your flag up. Grenada, put your flag up. St. Kitts, Dominica, put your flag up.
Yes, indeed, folks. So, yeah, there it is. Remember, next week, Wednesday, is going to be taking place at the Grenada Trade Center from 6 p.m. The CCJ Advisory Committee, they're going to be having that conference, and the feature speaker is going to be Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley. Yeah. All right, folks. So we're looking forward. I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to be there. Yeah, you all know I will be there. And I know there's no one of those times I say I'm going to be there and I ain't there. I have to be there. I do have a choice. Yeah, I must be there. Nice, wonderful. But Devon, oh boy, somebody's calling. Let's give priority to the caller. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome. Kami.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
No, not Kami this time. Good morning.
Yeah, hold on. How is
We good?
I want to say something. Knowledge is power. And power, when you power, you have more wisdom, know how to do something, how to do a better way. I want the Grenada people to please, Wednesday coming up, there will be a session at the Trade Center. Where you have a foreign Prime Minister of Barbados will be coming to speak on the CCJ. I want all Grenadians to turn out to that session because it's important to know. And when you go, you will know the benefit that we, the Grenadian people, and the Caribbean people will benefit from the CCJ. All right? Let the state ones well. I don't go in. I want to hear from total. Go directly and hear live and direct what the Prime Minister and local people on the committee to be speaking on CCJ. It's important to go out and hear because we say we are independent and it's time for we to have our own final court of justice. We can't depend on people quite often in England making final decision for we. And Grenadian people don't sit down. Let us get up and go out and listen what we discuss at that session. All right? So let us do what is right. And obviously we love our country. I want to be independent. Let us go out and let us have our own thing and not depend on the Privy Council. Brother Devon and Sheldon, you have a wonderful day.
All right, my brother.
All right.
Hey, watch, I hear a cock crowing in the background. That cock lucky make it for that carnival, boy. You know, if you go make it for that Christmas now, you have powerful voice.
Oh boy, Christmas time not gone. Deepo is saying we defy the odds concerning roads.
Yeah, man.
Where donkey cart pass, Mako truck could always.
Yeah, man.
Now
yeah,
you know Mack truck does pass there. No Mako truck, Mack truck. Mack truck does pass too.
Huge truck.
No, we know we have good drivers here, but let's not always have to test their skills. Definitely have to look at opening out some of the previous roads that existed, some original roads that were there that have not been utilized for a while. A partner of mine messaged me, say, careful what I say about PRA.
You're right. Careful. Tell him, warn him.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, my friend.
Morning.
And pleasant morning to your listening audience.
Yes.
Morning,
No,
morning.
the issue with car parking is just like you mentioned, the reclaiming of the land from the fish market down to in front of stadium there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one good idea. But I find we can also utilize the stadium, have enough parks in there, you know what I mean, for us to utilize and just find a way to shuttle people, you know, into the city. That will ease up a lot of the problems we face in the city. But even why the Willie Redhead people might have some issues with the market. You know, I believe the market is a place that is totally underutilized in terms of what can be done there. And sooner or later, Pedro have to find, you know, some solution, you know, to how, you know, we're going to increase the volume of business by putting up some other structure there. But right now, I think it's underutilized. Now, my most substantive point here, my brothers and sisters. Listen, we have been told how bad colonialism have been to us. They take our coconut, nutmeg, and banana, enrich themselves, and never provide us with one factory to process none of our raw material. Our slogan has been down with colonialism, down with imperialism, forward ever, backward never. We complain about the Gigi being the Queen's representative, her face and our money. The Royal Grenada Police Force, her Majesty Prison. Look at the recent injustice in terms of people being deported from England. The same persons who have championed these slogans, they are now telling us that the Privy Council, they have no problem with the Privy Council being our highest court of appeal. The same colonial white man they cried on, they're okay with it now. The Privy Council is not even the UK highest court of appeal, but it's ours. These people don't know our culture or our demographics. They're now telling me, these people, local people, now telling me these white men will be more fair to us than our own. Why, Mr. Scott and Mr. Roman? Just because they don't support the government and the hatred for our Prime Minister. Can you believe this? Yes, you better believe it. That's the mindset of some of our bright, brilliant, and intelligent people right here in Grenada. Listen to some of them talk about the CCG. They talk 10% good, 50% twisted, and 40% bad. We can't let them succeed. Mike, give me 1 second here now, brother? Now, this is for our private and public sector here. Why does the same people that underperform in our public sector, others that have been delinquent, sick, and have a high level of tardiness in their time, how come when these same people moves to the private sector, in their first year of employment, they are in competition for Employee of the Month or Employee of the Year? My question is, why? Let's get serious, people. Gentlemen, have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, my friend.
And folks, you can call in as well, 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
Yeah, feel free to call in and chat with us or to hit us up on the live. You can go there and you can hit us up as well. Folks, remember to like and share the live. Like and share the live. Yeah, so we were speaking about the roads and the thing is this, a multi-storied car park in the center of town, me personally as Sheldon, I would not support. I'll say that. I think
getting into St. George's to park would be
that's
nightmare.
one, and it would take away from the aesthetics of our town. In fact, if you give me a chance, I ain't want no vehicles in town. No, I'll be honest. I ain't want no vehicles in town. Town should be a walk-through area. I've visited various parts of London. You realize that there are sections that no vehicles go through. You would have service vehicles that can go and drop off and pick up and move through. They don't even have taxis running through those areas. You just walk through those areas. Those are pedestrian areas. Other capitals that I've visited, they have similar things. And looking at some older footage of our capital city and the Market Square area being the only open space within the capital city itself, I don't see us putting a multi-story thing there. If you want to go over behind the mall or behind NIS and thing there and do it, no problem. All power to you. In my view, I'm just saying from my Sheldon Scott's view here personally, I would see us looking at parking more between the fish market, going down to that side, reclaim some land, and you can have businesses there. You can, even if you want to relocate the bus terminal to that area, change up the settings or whatever, anything like that. But I could see that happening. As to the issue of utilizing the stadium car park, that is more than on the cards. It might be happening sooner than you think. Yeah? It can be happening sooner than you think. There is a plan already in place. It's already been looked at and so to have parking at the Grenada National Stadium. The issue though is that you'd have to have a shuttle service between National Stadium into town. So you'd have to have a shuttle. Because remember, it's still a distance, so
Dollar bus.
rain is falling and that kind of thing is another issue.
Some dollar bus.
Yeah. So you have to have that issue.
Yeah.
And then with the recent flooding that happened in that area, I think some people might be kind of skeptical now as if they want to leave their vehicle in that area. Next thing, a set of rain start to fall and the river come down and they end up in that kind of situation. So there are various things that have to be looked at. And so in relation to that, you could use the stadium car park. You have these big car parks empty. You could utilize them. Yeah? And have a park and ride. But another thing that many of us would have to start looking at is carpooling. It's not always necessary for you to take your vehicle and go into town. Sometimes you could take a bus. But everybody wants to go into town with their own vehicle. Yeah? When it's not always that necessary. Sometimes you could take a bus. Sometimes you could pool with somebody else. They have it in the States, they carpool, where they have toll gates at specific parts entering villages, towns, and that sort of thing, that if you do not have a certain amount of people in the vehicle, you have to pay a fee. Yeah? So your vehicle must have 4 passengers or 5 passengers or whatever it is. It cannot just be 1 or 2 passengers. It must be 3 or more. Yeah? Passengers. To avoid having to pay that toll.
And
Yeah?
you know, it's interesting, eh? We got a call?
Yeah, we have one, but hold the point. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Yes. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you, Doc.
Gentlemen, 2 little inputs. One, happy to hear of the upcoming discussion on the CCJ with Lady Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley. I wish to encourage as much of us Grenadians to go out and hear what this team lady will have to say relative to that. And I think I'm really appealing to our Caribbean and patriotism and understand the need to really give credence to the struggles of our foreparents who struggled against colonialism. Despite the power of the colonial might that oppressed them and enslaved them, they struggled to be free. This, in my opinion, is a demonstration of one of the greatest tributes we can give to our foreparents. We continuing their efforts to complete our emancipation, our freedom. This is what I wish to say on that topic. Secondly, gentlemen, I heard the discussion on the contract issue a little. I don't think I got all of it, but from what I've heard, I thought of it from this angle. When I think of the party and winning persons for the party, because I think that is a continuous job. We have to continue to attract people and make it, let them see that the party is open to everyone. My thinking was that I think if expertise has to be made available to persons who are indeed contractors and have within our respective communities persons who want a job and need a job, something should be done to uplift them in that way and make them as speedily as possible eligible to be counted among the bidding process, because we have to ensure that we cover as wide a possibility as possible. Persons who might be consider themselves to be left out will not be favorable. They will not be sympathetic to the soldiers who will be going out there, asking them for their support and solidarity. So I'm thinking in that sense, considering the persons who will be doing the work for the party in the respective communities, it is important to make it easy for them by having as much persons of the respective communities involved in the employment process as much as possible. I just thought I'd make that little interjection. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes,
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And you were just about to make a point when Doc.
Oh yeah, I was concerning the whole question of the park and or the carpooling, and so it will be beneficial to all those involved. You see, for example, if you have, let's say, 5 of us coming from Grenville every morning, we have one vehicle, a pickup, all right, and so or one vehicle used in every day. 5 of us have vehicle, but we use one every day. One, it will less expense on every single driver or owner, right? And so, all right. Also, to the wear and tear, well, all that come to the expense. Also, another part again, when we decide to not just a carpool, but to park, leave your vehicle home and take a bus, it still costs you cheaper, right? And so, wear and tear, gas, time, everything like that, you pay. For example, Grenville, you pay $6 down, $6 up, but going with your vehicle, and so, right, it costs you much more than that. And what it also does is to open up the possibility of more businesses. For example, more buses on the road, right? More taxis on the road, and so. So it has its spin-off, right? And so favorable spin-off, and so on. And it will definitely, make things life easier.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, remember, the more vehicles we have on the road is the more wear and tear we're going to have on the roads.
The maintenance of the roads.
Remember, I always say, and those of us that are middle-aged or elder would always remember, you could have played cricket in the road in different parts in Grenada. You can't do that now. You could have played cricket in the road in Springs, where I'm originally from. You could have played cricket in the road right in front by Small Axe. We could have played cricket in the road there whole time. Every now and again, a vehicle would pass. But it wasn't to the volume, or you can't try that now. You can't even try that. You can. If you used to play night cricket, you couldn't even try that now.
No, you can.
You better find yourself down on the playing field.
I tell you, Sunday. Imagine,
Yeah, Sundays,
On a Sundays, you see right by way, Miss Hubbard's have their car place right in Mongi there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that little strip of road there with the piece of concrete break off and you have the hump.
Yeah.
We should be playing cricket there every Sunday right in the road.
You can't try that now.
Oh, you can try that.
You can't try that now, boy.
And we have 11 persons on each team. And cricket is right there. You're feeling on the bank, you're in the road, and vehicles passing every 15 minutes.
By the time you look into to see something pass days, we're down the road, whatever that. But it says that yes, okay, more Grenadians have the opportunity, and more Grenadians have the opportunity now to be able to own a vehicle. Yes, we know. Back in the day when it passed by a ministry, the SAO or whoever might have a vehicle and the PS. And next vehicle you see there's the minister on. You see no other vehicle.
And you might see another vehicle, but it's a ministry vehicle that a driver to drive.
These days you're seeing down to the cleaners and all pulling up in the vehicle and thinking, give me a park there now.
In the RAV4, the BMW.
Yeah.
And things,
I set them with the BMW.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's on. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, my friend.
All right. On your opening statement, it was to do with carnival and subvention.
Yeah.
Yep.
The government, you said, the government paid subvention to what? Calypsonians or band or whatever?
The Spice Mass Corporation
would have paid
over $400,000 in subventions to the Calypso tents, not Calypsonians, the Calypso tents, those that have tents, so that they could pay things like the bands and the backup singers. Well, they would say what they're using it for generally. They'd also pay a subvention to mass bands, pretty mass, traditional mass, and so. And they would pay a subvention to the steel bands, the individual steel bands themselves, to assist them with their preparations for the carnival season.
Yeah, what I'm looking at, everything that have to happen is that the government have to have an input in it, and at the end of it, there are no return to government. And then when something happens or they raise taxes, you have the same set of people talking about government taxing and everything.
But my friend, in this case, there is a return,
big spin
because Carnival itself does bring in a couple $1 million well into the Grenadian economy. I know I heard a figure a few years ago of $7 million, and it varies, but it does bring in a significant amount of money into the Grenadian economy. So to spend a little to make much more, I don't really have much of a problem with that.
Yeah. All right.
And it's the Spice Mass Corporation. Not all that money is government coming from government. Okay. It comes from the operations of the Spice Mass, them raising funds. It also comes from sponsors, different businesses, and so who would donate money towards the carnival or be part sponsors of Spice Mass, and so that's where a lot of the money comes. So it's not all government. But I understand your point as well, and your point is valid.
Because look, after how much months. And you hear California talking about they ain't get paid for this and they ain't get paid for that.
They back in the day, no.
No, I know it was paid on Wednesday. But, you know, you got to do more checks and balance in this sort of thing, because at the end of the day, when it boils down to, government this and government that. Because look at government that will pay. Government by giving you books to go to school from primary school, and now you end up in university, and government has still have to send you in school. When does the government get a break?
I understand where you're coming from.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand perfectly
what
where
I'm
you're coming
getting
from.
at is this 10 students that have to go to University of the West Indies. Government owing Trinidad and Tobago government monies for students, whether it's last year or year before. And now they have to find $160,000 for this 10 to go now. And half of them would not even come back. And so the government should bond them, set the bond. Because when they go in parliament and table motions and whatever, I listen to every program that goes on around, you know. It's because I'm not an island. I don't get myself in parliament. But, you know, soon come the time when it's going to be in the papers, and we're going to look and talk about much more things rather than you have a newspaper come with advert, 24 pages of advert and 2.5 pages of news or whatever. When they kill somebody in Grenada and that's it, sometime that's going to change around.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one, yeah?
Thank you so very much for your intervention.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. And I understand where the caller is coming from. But Spice Mass gets its funds from various things. So they have the money that they raise from giving permission and the events and all these sort of things that they raise money from. And it helps. And I don't see much of a problem in spending $2 million to make 7.
Oh, definitely. That I'll do that easy.
I'm not saying 7 is a figure. Eh?
No, yeah, but
I'm not saying 7 is a figure. Yeah. No assessment that I know of has been done for this carnival to know how much money has been raised and that kind of thing.
But generally the spin-off, I mean, from the carnival itself, that investment, I mean, is paying off greatly because look, we have what, over 10,000 visitors coming in, and so we see the success of carnival and everything like that. So, and it's again, it's another tourism product in itself, right? Because you showcase Grenada through the carnival. Persons out there may not be able to come to Grenada for the carnival, but because they have been seeing different sites, different areas of Grenada, they may be inclined to visit Grenada at other parts, other times of the year. So it's definitely a promotion, you know,
and you
investment.
Have the pay-per-view, all these things.
Yeah, you know,
that
so
help promote Grenada. But I understand, again,
definitely.
I do understand
the pressure that government has to go through to support most of these things. And you know?
I understand what they call it.
Again, that's why we call them government, people's government.
440-7377. Let me take this time to say a very special happy birthday to a very special little boy. Yes, happy 6th birthday to Jamari. Yes. Yeah, today is Jamari's birthday. My young son.
Jamari.
Yes, today is his birthday.
Yeah, take that smile off your face, boy.
On Sunday was Jamil's birthday, so Jamil got to the age of 10 on Sunday, and now Jamari is 6. So combined, my children is 16 years combined. I thank God for allowing me to see it.
Oh, definitely, man. It's
some people never even see the children. To be able to see one get to 10 and next one get to 6.
I praise God every day that you know, I could see all my children hopefully grow up, educate themselves, and so on, and begin their own life. You know, and so hey, it's a blessing in disguise. So hey, boss. Happy birthday to you, man.
Yeah, he's in the UK enjoying himself. I think he's heading out in a little while. Yes, Jamari as usual. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what else called Mr. PM? Jamari is a case. All right, folks. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. And you know, interestingly, I've been hearing members of the National Democratic Congress saying that they do support the idea of the CCJ. They do support it. I've been hearing that from at various levels.
They say that every day.
That they do support the idea of the CCJ. You see, the CCJ is not a political issue.
No.
It's not a political issue.
And you can't use it as a political tool.
Yeah. I think our children and our children's children will spit on our graves if we start looking at this as a political issue. Yeah? So whether it's members of the NDC, members of the NNP, the few members of the GULP that's still around, whichever political party you support, it's not a political issue. It's a Grenada issue. And there has been that conversation of when are we going to move from having the Queen as a head of state and having remember, the money is not Grenada money, huh? The money is OECS money. So even if we remove Her Majesty as head of state, the money remains. The Majesty's, the picture of the Queen still remain on the money that we use, unless Grenada also comes out of the OECS Monetary Union, which I think will be craziness. But Grenada also comes out of the OECS Monetary Union, which will be madness. Next thing we end up with dollars like all Trinidadians score cares, unless next thing we end up with money like Trinidad that we bank here doesn't even take. Come on.
Or it could be a effort, a collective effort by all the OECS countries to come up with some decision in the future as to where to go. You know?
I believe that in the future, and sooner rather than later, all of the OECS territories are going to start moving away from being under colonies, the crown. They're going to start to move away from being, to try, in other words, they're going to start to expound and experience true independence in its truest form, so that we'll start moving away from the Queen, start moving away from the Royal Grenada Police Force and Her Majesty's prison. Well, if she want to keep the prison, she could keep that. But the Royal Grenada Police Force and Her Majesty's prison and this and that. Because at the end of the day, it's still we who just have to spend all the money on them things. You know? The UK doesn't send no money. Her Majesty's prison, how much money Her Majesty does spend on the prison down here?
Who pays the Governor General?
That one again, I mean, come on. Even the police, the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Who pays them?
You think they are being paid by the royals? No, it's you, the taxpayers here in Grenada, who pay the
Exactly.
Royal Grenada Police Force and the staff at Her Majesty's Prison and pay for all the amenities and so of the
Everything.
prisoners at Her Majesty's Prison and so on. So eventually, we will have to make that move. In my belief, eventually that move will be made not just by Grenada, but regionally.
And it
I know
started
the
already.
discussion was taking place in Barbados for a few years. I don't know under this administration if it's the tempo is going to increase, but that discussion has been taking place of how different countries in Jamaica, that discussion has started as well, to move away from being under the crown. So that discussion is a discussion that definitely will take place. But there has to be a starting point. And if we're talking about removing ourselves from the Privy Council to the CCJ, and yes, the CCJ does have a UK legal mind on it as well. One of the justices is from the United Kingdom. But that also moots the point of the individuals that say that they want to be judged only, they don't want to be judged by people from the Caribbean, because you also have one from the Netherlands that's a part of the CCJ as well. So you have a mix. While in the Privy Council, it's only people who know nothing about you. Here with the CCJ, you have people who know about you, and you have the other people out there as well. Yeah? So it's going to be a proper mix. And I look forward to that presentation by Prime Minister Motley on Wednesday. I'll be paying very close attention to what she says. I'll be listening closely on Wednesday. And I think it's an opportunity that as many of you that can make the time and make it down to the Trade Center should make it down there, so that when that time comes for you to cast your vote, yes or no, that you definitely will understand what it is that you're doing. You won't be looking at it from a political standpoint and saying, well, is NNP government in power, so I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to support it because I don't want them to have a success. That's not a way you look at something that's going to affect your children. This has nothing to do with the NNP and NDC. This has to do with us as an independent nation and making our first step into breaking those chains of colonialism. We're independent since 1974, going on to 45 years of independence, you know.
Let me ask you a question, Sheldon. Is it possible that the committee or those in charge of the whole CCJ operations and so for next week's Wednesday's session, can it be broadcast via radio? Or
it is being organized so that it could be for those who cannot make it. Definitely will have an opportunity to hear. You know, anything I involve in, I like to make sure that it's broadcast kind of thing. So arrangements are being made for it to be broadcast via radio, television, the internet. So that people will have the opportunity to follow up on it.
Audience, But there are persons who are very, very much interested and will vote for the CCJ, but may not have the opportunity to go to listen to Honorable Mia Motley or even some of the other discussions. So I think that in itself will be good to share that information via the different mediums and so. All right, so I'm looking forward for next Wednesday, and
it's gonna be a wonderful one. There will be other presentations by members of the CCJ Advisory Committee as well, and different other things. Some little two surprises in between there for you. So it's going to be a wonderful one, and I hope that you all can make it down there to that activity. Yeah, make it down there to that activity. So that you can hear for yourself and understand. Nobody should be coming and tell you what was said. Either you be there or you listening. And this is the first of a few activities that you'll be hearing leading up to referendum day itself.
I love over the last 2 years or so, there's a particular person, and not being biased, but I love to hear him when he articulates about the CCJ. It's Ruggles Ferguson.
I know you're talking about.
He has nothing to hide. He makes it clear what we're supposed to do, and he explains it to you, right? In the average poor man terms, we need to get out of the Privy Council and move to the CCJ for a number of reasons. And he has that way of of talking to the average Grenadian in their own words and letting them understand the importance of making that move and so on. I hope we can hear and see a lot more of him and the others every day for the next couple of months, continue to educate the Grenadian people about that move to the CCJ, how important it is for us.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And folks, you can chip in. We have a few minutes remaining. 440-7377. That's 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
And also, so reminding you all contractors, the small contractors, or as Devon said, they also call them artisans. The small contractors, that the BNTF will be having that workshop. Believe me, if you're going to operate, you're starting to operate, you're already operating, or you used to operate and want to get back into it, as a contractor, this is an important one for you, because it's going to teach you how to make, instead of being 1,000-year, to make yourself a millionaire. Because
5 years and be a millionaire.
Because some of these smaller contracts and so to bigger companies, I ain't gonna call name, but bigger companies in Grenada, they ain't bidding on that, you know.
No. This kind of $50,000 and $100.
But they ain't bidding on that. They want that. Time. And then it teaches you to how to manage. When you get these contracts, how to manage. So at the end of it, that you would come out with some money in your hand.
Exactly.
Not that, as Devon was saying. When I say Devon, I'm talking about the other Devon.
Not this one. I have no idea.
No, but you have an idea. This one, that what has happened with some contractors is that you have to take money from contract A to complete contract B, and they keep shifting, and then men running you down, they want the money, and you have to hide and all kind of thing, because you can't pay this one, you can't pay that one, because you did not structure how you were handling the business aspect, that you might build the most beautiful looking building and bust on it.
But you know, Sheldon, that is an aspect of our everyday life. The whole question of managing the resources that we have, you know, and that's just one way. And it just not, it wouldn't just fall just for the actual, as contractors, you're going into to do a job, but in your everyday life, it will help you much more to manage and to see things better. Right, because a lot of us, we get into different areas and so making money and so, but we cannot manage it properly. Our farmers over the years have that problem, and we have seen it. Right, the potential of the farming community. But now you have seen much more farmers getting involved, managing better, and so on, everything like that. So it's a stage, and I really hope that all of you who are interested, potential contractors, young ones, and so get out there and be part of that.
Yeah, I believe it's very, very, very important. Because from time to time you hear it. You hear it from some people. They, all you're doing, all you go and all you have all you want, and all you give all you want, all your contract, and all
that
this
kind of
sort
perception,
of thing.
making it look bad, as if, well, you know, it's a clan thing, you know, you just give people. No. You see, and that is so important when we as a people prepare ourselves to face the challenges ahead. You know, we must not be afraid to go forward and do things. It may sound difficult, but when you get into it, and you'll be surprised, right, what you can learn and where it can take you to.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And I think that anyone that has the opportunity to do so should do so.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just a reminder again, soon before we go, St. Andrew Southwest, right? Annual barbecue takes place tomorrow at the Grambra Community Center. Yeah, all types of barbecue, well, except for the lambi. I think that might be next year, right? Barbecue taking place, and so you have a solid bar await you, and so ice cold, and so you have a popular DJ. Bring out the family tomorrow evening at the Grambra Community Center and have fun. Eat, you know, and enjoy barbecue.
And also,
they're good at that.
Folks, remember the dental workshop continues. It's been going on at the center in St. John for this week. That's at the Pastoral Center in St. John. That team, along with the Sandals Foundation of Dentists, they are here on island, and they've been doing a wonderful job thus far. And in addition to that, they'll be at the Westerhall Secondary School in St. David starting next week, Tuesday.
Okay.
So not Monday, they'll be there from Tuesday. Now, first come, first serve, eh? Yeah, don't reach there 3 o'clock and thing and expect to go before the person that was there since 11 o'clock in the morning. So first come, first serve. And especially as you're going back to school and so, the little fillings and cappings and so for the children or even for yourself, you may need to have a filling done. Here's an opportunity to get it done properly and so on. Yeah.
Or cleaning or something, you know.
We know those of you that pass by Gentle Dental Care.
Yeah.
We know you all know how to go down there.
You understand? I mean,
we know all you how to go.
Gentle just take good care of you.
We know once all you pass and we know all daddy people just afraid to smile. Fine. Watch, we had to talk to Gentle Dental Care, you know, Devon. Yeah. Because right now she making Grenadians don't want to smile. Yeah, because when they smile and the sunlight hits it, it blinding people. So them fellas are trying to keep them out. They want to smile and they so.
Yeah, the wondering what going if they catch a stroke or nothing, but
they afraid to smile.
They hiding. And a lot of people too, they prefer to keep that for themselves. They don't want to share that sort of beauty with others. You understand?
No Photoshop smile.
Yeah. You just, you know.
Yeah.
So Gentle, you doing a gentle
Dental job. Care. Yeah. Upstairs the mall there, the Bush Street Mall. Yeah. Look at one ask if you ask and let's say Sheldon and Devon's and all you. Yeah, you could say Devon's and you could say Sheldon's and you could say Devon and Sheldon's and you.
Yes.
You could say Hard Talks and you. You won't get a nice percentage off.
And the good thing about it,
you won't get a percentage, I tell you that.
And as soon as you enter there, only smiles alone you're seeing.
Yeah.
Just beautiful smiles.
Because the lighting in that bright, so it ain't go blind you.
Yeah. So
but if one of them girl and them who working, they smile for you outside.
Yeah.
We papa.
Or continue to smile for you.
They not buy Maguire. Julie making you end up by Maguire because you get blind. Go and let one of them girls who walk in there smile for you outside. They go see what's going on.
Morning, Doc. Oh, also too, I was talking about Doc. The St. Mark's, the monthly, what you call it? The monthly brunch or the Saturday. I always forget.
We'll come to it.
But
you remember just now. We have a caller.
Good morning. Good morning.
Devon.
Yes, boss.
You and Mr. Scott, what's going on?
Well,
Jacket man.
Lord. Jacket man, you had to pass by me this weekend, first thing.
Okay.
Right.
Listen, I'm enraged now.
Oh, tell me.
We're walking in the road and we can't get paid. I want my money.
You're working which part in which road?
We're doing maintenance and whole time today we have to get paid again. We don't get paid. I want my money. We people hungry.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me find out about that.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Man, we don't get in pay. Or what happened to that? The government we working with, we want our money.
Well, let me find out and I will let you know what's going down.
I gone.
All right, brother.
Jacket man.
Well, let me find out what's going on with that.
Definitely go Friday.
Partner, I know you're listening. Message me and tell me what's going on there.
Let's know.
But today is the 24th. I would have more expect that payment would have go through with all other payments outside of the public assistance which has been paid this week. I would expect those payments to be done next week. I don't know if somebody come and they say, oh, they're paying this Friday, but no. Public servants could, and you would be included as a public servant, could look at their money next week, early next week. I wouldn't see that being paid today.
Yeah. Some may.
You see, what has happened sometimes is some people just take it upon themselves to go and tell people things they should not tell them. So they go and they make a promise and say, don't worry, all you're going to get paid this time, or you're going to get paid that time. And then when it doesn't happen, it makes the entire system look bad. You know, and that could be what's taking place there.
But hey, brother man, we would definitely look into it, and whatever information we can get, we will definitely.
I know right now you pass the stage, I look into it. Right now you pass the stage, you want money.
You want money.
You want money.
And not just him, but those who may be with him also too. St. Mark's Day, the Saturday Food Fest, and so they usually held at the last Saturday of every month.
The
Food Fest has been put off from this Saturday to the following Saturday. That's the 1st of September. So instead of the 25th of August, that's tomorrow, please the Lord, it will be on the 1st of September, right, in Victoria. So please take note, right, of that. Though I know most of you, wait, relish for that time to go that end of the month to go and eat that delicious food and so in Victoria. All right, so hey, hold on to that appetite. Build a bigger appetite for the 1st next week, Saturday, okay?
Hold on,
Right.
hold on to something.
Whole lot
hold
appetite.
on to something. Hold on to something. Yes, indeed. We're into the final 5 minutes. Oh,
yes.
no, I didn't clear the phone line.
Final 5 minutes of the week.
Yeah, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number to get on the inside. Yeah, that's one of the things. Remember, I was in a ministry in junior position, middle position, and senior positions as well. And sometimes some of our public servants make statements they ought not to make. They go and they tell people you won't get this by that point in time, not even fully understanding what they're talking about. So then there's an expectation that, look, on this day, I'm collecting that because I have so and so to do.
Yeah.
On that day, I'm collecting because I have that to do.
Make plans. You know?
And the problem does end up being that when the people don't get, then you hear them vexed and upset because somebody made an error by telling them they're going to get something on a particular day. I know usually it's about the 27th.
Yeah.
You'll see payments coming through. I don't really expect that kind of payments to be coming through today. I know the public assistance, that's going through.
Yeah, that's going
right
through
now.
already, yeah.
But those sort of payments, I more see those payments coming through when everybody else is being paid. And that's just me saying that. As I said, we'd find out. Yeah, because I still don't want to be lumped as one of the people that's saying, well, I don't know. I'll find out and then put it out. Yeah?
Yeah, it's oh boy. Yeah, Brenda. Hold out a little bit.
Who Brenda? Which one of them Brenda and them no? She hold on to something?
She holding on to something. the appetite she holding on to.
We have a caller online. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Scott, 1 second. What you said there, boss, I mean, I could say I'm sympathizing with you. But what Jack Hitman said, the point is, people who inside of there, they must know when people getting paid. So I don't see how somebody could come and say, well, listen, you're getting paid today, and they're not in a position to say that. You know what I mean, Mr. Scott?
You'll be very surprised. You'll be very, very surprised.
Things we campaign on and we give the other side a lot of fire for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad it is hardcore supporters of the party, you understand, that is calling and expressing this kind of dissatisfaction. Because one of the things what is difficult is when you see Friday come, you understand, and you expect to get money because you was told you will receive your money and you don't get it. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So, when people call like that, man, trust me, it's a level of frustration sometimes that maybe you or Devon, who have a couple dollars in your pocket that you all could sponsor some barbecue tomorrow, does not really.
No, I'm not sponsoring you no barbecue.
Pass and check me. I'm
not sponsoring you no barbecue tomorrow. Caller is not that we don't understand, we understand perfectly. The man have things to do, but I'm saying is that you would be very surprised at what some people in certain positions tell people. I've had situations already with people who were owed by ministry and were told, next week you're going to get your check. But the officer who told them they're going to get a check next week didn't even submit the thing for payment. And so until nearly a month later, and you had a person come into to the ministry and come into the ministry, come in for a check, and sometime they're coming. I know of one case, and I'm sure the person I'm speaking about here is listening right now, that one individual came to the ministry about 4 or 5 times. They were told the check will be ready at this time, and they came for the check. No check was there. And then when they come about the 5th time, they were told, well, we're not seeing the invoice. Could you send another invoice again? In other words, nothing was submitted for that individual from the beginning.
And that's a
but
whole
they just had
3-4 weeks again.
But who looks bad at the end of the day? The government look bad because it look like if you don't have money to pay, or it look like if you're just trying to frustrate somebody, when at the end of the day, the person who was supposed to have done something by a particular time did not do it. And that's a problem that crops up from time to time.
Sheldon,
you'll be very surprised. I've seen it
just before we go, we have a birthday greetings for a particular gentleman. I've not seen his face. I mean, appear on our stream.
Who birthday again?
Haynes.
Today's Haynes' birthday? I didn't know that, man. Hey, today's Haynes' birthday. No wonder we didn't see him.
We see what I know, like somebody hiding your heart, bro.
Go police canteen, you go see him down there. I show you by the police canteen.
Happy birthday, my friend, and we hope you are enjoying it. Right?
Why do see now in this
yeah,
thing,
I saw it this morning earlier. I thought when you mentioned this morning that, you know.
Jamari,
you know.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah. Definitely.
I didn't realize it's my brother and birthday. I didn't give him a call.
Definitely.
Well, I know he go give me a call.
Yeah. I say if I do that before we go, we in trouble when Monday comes. So, bro, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whoever is hiding you, also, tell them they're doing a very good job at that.
Yeah, Brenda is asking if Chris... No, Chris hasn't taken a sabbatical. It's carnival time in England.
Yeah, so. It's carnival. Oh.
Yeah,
he might gather in little bottle of rivers and things.
Yeah, that's all going on. That's all going on with him right now. So, folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. And in Jacket Man, don't worry, I will follow up on that for you now. I personally will give you a call. I'll give you a call before the hour is over. All right, so I'll follow up on that for you. So, folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you and to interact with you for this wonderful week that we've just completed. And to you, wherever you are, whether in Grenada, whether in Carriacou, whether in Petit Martinique, Mama Jane, Sherma, yeah, all the Rocher and the Bethels and, my good friends, the Williams and the Benjamins, all of you out there on Petit Martinique, wherever you are, Union Island, Bakeway, because people listen to the program all up there, and to them fishermen out in the boat and all listening to the program. We say a very, very special, glorious Grenadian good morning good afternoon now, to each and every one of you. Those of you further afield, we also say a special, glorious Grenadian good day to each and every one of you. And we hope that you have a fabulous day. In whatever you say, whatever you do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
We are out of here. And I think we on go to with the advert.
You are invited to a public session on the Caribbean Court of Justice this Wednesday, August 29th at the Grenada Trade Center. Come and hear a special address by Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley, as well as presentations by members of the local CCJ committee. Also, come armed with your questions and comments as we host